Guys, it's John here. We are looking for some plants for a upcoming project, so we headed down to our wholesale nursery. The one I'm at right now is called Dream of Colors. It is only open to like wholesale landscapers and stuff like that. It's in South Phoenix, but they have so many pretty plants and greenhouses filled with beautiful flowers, and I thought I'd show you guys kind of some of the stuff they have and what color palette I'm working with. Use swamp coolers too to cool all of the greenhouses. Basically, they take like water, it evaporates, and I don't really know the science behind it, but the air gets pulled out of the greenhouse with the fans, and then this cooler air gets sucked into the greenhouse. So anyways, that's kind of how a lot of them are cooled in our area, but they have so many pretty things. These gazanias, I don't really plant a ton of these. Portulaca, these are really pretty. Sometimes stuff looks kind of deserty, and usually I steer away from deserty looking things, especially since we live in Arizona. It is so hot. So what else do they have here? Some really pretty, gosh, this portulaca is really pretty down here, you guys. I might change my mind to get some. This is a really pretty color. Look at that. So this color palette is like purple, green, and white. So I think I'm gonna get some sweet potato vines, some green ones. I have some intense purple celosias, so I'm gonna use those. So really all I need to figure out what I get is white. I need some white flowers. All of the shade flowers are, and these dragon wing begonias actually don't look too bad, but these typically melt for us. I don't know, oh, they don't do too well in the summer months for us, but in the spring and the fall, these are great. So I might come back in September and pick up these dragon wing begonias. Same thing with impatiens. I don't know why. They just don't like the summer around us. Oh my gosh, this is funny. They have asparagus. Love that. And tons of beautiful coleus, you guys. Look at that. Look at that. Again, these, I wouldn't plant these in the middle of the summer. The things that I would plant would be probably a caladium and a sweet potato vine, but these are still really pretty. They can get away with growing things that need a little bit cooler weather because they have the swamp cooler, but they also sell to people like up north in higher elevations, so they have a lot of stuff for them as well. Lots of cascading vinca. Look at all this beautifulness. Cherry and coral and rose tones. This is so pretty. And we do see some vinca here. I do see, ooh, there we go. I see some upright vinca that I might snag here. I think this is what we want. Yeah, because we have the sweet potato vines in front of them. So just imagine sweet potato vines, vincas, and then some beautiful intense purple celosias. So these are going to be kind of like a filler flower and all of that. So I think this is going to be good. Sold. These are the sweet potato vines, the chartreuse one. I think this is going to go really good with the white and the purple intense celosias. It looks like they cut a lot of them back because they were just getting too big, so they're going to flush back out. But we'll probably just get some that already have some nice green leaves on them. So I have lots of like landscape plants here. I don't typically plant a lot of this stuff, but it looks like we have some Iractea. I think that's what they're called. These are really pretty as well when they're in bloom. Elephant ear. Oh, we do have a popcorn plant. Look at this. Isn't this fun? They do actually smell like popcorn if you like rub your leaves on them. It's a type of senna, which is really fun. So these are really cool to have. They're kind of a tender perennial here too. I've seen them last a couple years, and they do get quite tall, like upwards of like 10 feet tall. So keep that in mind. And then there's a fruit tree. This is a peach tree. Look how cute that is. And just some other landscape plants. Texas, what is this? Texas grape. It smells like grapes. And then lots of aloes. Of course, they have tons and tons of aloes. Foxtail ferns, lily grass. Oh, and they have some really pretty canna lilies over here too, you guys. Some cream color ones, some yellow ones, and some really pretty red ones. I love the foliage on this red one. It's so pretty. Look what I see here. It's like the, I keep forgetting the name of this plant, but I keep seeing it everywhere at Proven Winners, but this is really pretty. Super pretty. It kind of looks like an aloe flower, honestly, but gorgeous. I also see some tricolor sweet potato vines. I really don't grow a ton of these just because they grow a little bit slower, and most of it's white, but actually I quite love this. This might look really good as like an English ivy substitute, especially in the summertime. The texture on it is actually really pretty. I love this. So maybe I'll try this at some point. They're like really empty, you guys. It's the middle of summertime. Things are slow, so they're just washing and cleaning things around here. Okay, we just got home, unloaded all of the plants on the side of the house. It is way too hot to be filming. that process because the camera would just overheat in a second. So now we're gonna head to the landscaping center to pick up some compost to go on top of the bed after we plant all of the flowers. We got our receipt. Now we're gonna go give it to the loading guy and then put the tarp in the back to strap in the compost. A little bumpy. Primarily sell a lot of like rock and sand for landscape stuff, even some like bigger rocks and stuff too. But today we are just getting some compost, which is back in that corner there. There we go. Big old pile of compost. Loader is coming, but we're gonna grab our tarp out of our truck and get this all situated. Don't want this stuck underneath the soil. We're gonna get this all situated. I'll show you guys what it looks like at the end. The loader is coming over. He's gotta change out his scooper in order to do the compost. Just one that's a little bit smaller. This is the tarp, you guys. It kind of folds in like a burrito, but it goes over the truck on both sides. We'll fold it in after he fills this and then strap it in. I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Scoopy scoop. There we go. Just got a half a yard today, so just half a truck bed. So we're gonna pull these over. Let's see, and then we're gonna do this side. Wow, I can actually do this with one hand. Strappy strap. I'm gonna leave the link for this too in the bio, you guys, in case you're interested. But all you do is we'll buckle these in, and then we'll be done. Okay, and all you do once you like tighten it is you can just pull these and it'll tighten really nice, and then it's nice and secure. It's not gonna move or blow away. Hello you guys, it is the next morning and we have a job today. We have to plant up a flower bed that I'm super excited for, but first we're just enjoying a nice cup of coffee and enjoying the flowers. I always love walking around the garden first thing in the morning, really because the weather is beautiful and the lighting is good, so good time to take photos of all the flowers. So pretty, so pretty. So we're gonna go pack up the car. We have quite a few plants to do. We have 2 flower beds, but I'll show you guys all the plants once we get there. Real quick too, you guys, we just potted up this container a couple days ago. We had the blue Chateau Lysianthus in here, and it was kind of struggling. The drainage hole at the bottom was getting pretty clogged because the soil in here was just really old. We've had those in here for about 4 years now, so the soil was just really like mucky. So we took them out, replaced them with some pretty annuals for late summer and fall color. But we have this beautiful millet. This was supposed to be a copper prince, so a nice mid-sized millet. That purple intense celosia. We put in some kimono celosia just to mix different colors, and then some sweet potato vines. I think it's gonna look really pretty and pop against this blue pot. Come here. Come here. Come here. Randy, come here. Yeah, no. He wants some food.
You want some food? Okay.
Yeah. Can't forget the fertilizer. We just use whatever Espoma or any fertilizer that we have on hand, but we have some rose tone on hand, so we're just gonna use that. Have some watering cans as well as some fertilizer from yesterday's job, so we're gonna use this once we're done planting everything. I've been loving this like scooper. I know it's like not really a shovel, it's like a scoop shovel, but I've been loving these. So if you have good soil, I have been filling a lot of beds for my clients with like a sandy loam mixture, and so that soil is usually really good. And this can just scoop right in there, and you can plant things so fast and so easily. If you have a little bit harder soil, maybe like Nova knife might be a little better option for you, but I absolutely love using these scoops. Ideal world, I would get an auger and auger every single hole, but I have found that all the beds that I work on have a ton of irrigation lines on them, so, and I'm scared. There's like electrical, irrigation, who knows what, there might be gas lines, and I'm always scared to like break something, so we usually just end up shoveling things, but that's totally okay too. It is still really early, it's like 6:15 or so, so we're gonna go get changed, and then we're gonna go over to the job. At least it's really close, which is really nice. Okay, we are on our way to the job. We took 2 cars because we had so many plants, but it's nice because it's in our neighborhood. And let's hope we don't forget anything. Sometimes I'll forget, I don't know, irrigation piece or like some fertilizer and have to come back home. But I'm pretty sure I got everything, so we'll find out very shortly. So we have these 2 beds here, and we have some older stuff that's in this bed that was here from last winter that's still alive. We had some snapdragons. These still look pretty good. Kyle is removing some of the snapdragons over here that were here since last winter. They look, I mean, they're alive clearly, but they look kind of rough. So we're gonna take these out and we're gonna start placing the plants. I'm gonna start placing the plants where we're gonna plant them here. We have this bed, and then we have this bed over here, so 2 beds. And they are building something back there, so it's a little loud. So we have our intense purple celosias. These are some that we bumped up into bigger containers, so these are going to go in the center. We do have some smaller ones over here that will kind of tuck underneath the bigger ones, and then as our filler we have some pretty white vinca. This will match the house really, really well. And then as our border, we're just going to do a chartreuse sweet potato vine. So I think the 3 is going to look really good, especially for late summer and kind of like that early fall seasonal color. I can't believe some of these plants are still alive. There's still some petunias in here, which is kind of fun. Obviously they don't look the best, but they're still alive. We're gonna start planting the middle row of the intense celosias, and then we'll take you guys back once we're all finished. Okay, it's kind of loud, but we're gonna talk a little bit loud. We finished planting this entire bed right here. So this is kind of what it looks like. We have the intense purple in the center. Look how lovely that is. There's already a little moth on there. We have some white vinca in the center here. And then we have that chartreuse sweet potato vine around the edges here. So everything's gonna fill in so quickly. We kind of overplanted it just a little bit because it's kind of late in the season, but we're gonna start finishing this bed. Kyle's starting to lay out some of the plants here. Planting the other bed, Kyle's gonna fertilize with the rose tone and put some compost down that we picked up yesterday. While I'm planting, Kyle is liquid feeding with all of the water-soluble fertilizer. And I did forget to mention, you guys, we have irrigation all hooked up in these beds. We're just using a 1/4-inch line with emitters every 6 inches. This is usually what's best in containers and all of our raised beds. So we're spacing things pretty tight, like I mentioned, just to give it a really instant impact look. We want this bed filled out pretty quickly since it's towards the end of the growing season. These beds are kind of like a sandy loam type soil, which is really, really nice. So it does dry out a little bit more frequently. So we're gonna put these on for twice a day until they're established, and then we'll knock it down to once a day. Okay, you guys, we are just about finished up. We're still spreading some compost, but we finished the second bed, and it looks so good, you guys. I cannot wait for it all to fill in. This is the Pacific White vinca. They're really pretty, just like a solid white with that white center too. There's no red center to them. I think those are gonna be perfect. We are gonna have to keep these sweet potato vines trimmed up just a little bit because I know they'll try to grow into the lawn and into the sidewalk, but that's okay. they're gonna grow in fast, and that's what we want for this bed right now. Thanks, Kyle. Got back from our job. It looks so good. Our client texted us right after we left saying how good it looks, and she is so excited for it to fill in. I think the white, green, and purple are going to look really good on her house because her house is mainly white with some black accents. So I think that dark purple is kind of going to go with that black color really, really well. So anyways, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll definitely keep you updated on how this bed does, and I'll see y'all in the next video.